Hello gorgeous, welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new. Today is going to be another story time sit down chat. I'm gonna do a whole video about what it's like to go viral on the internet. If you guys are new, hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. We are getting so close to 1 million, really appreciate it. If you've been with me back in the purple room days, you guys are the true OGs, let me know. You may or may have not known that one of my videos on my YouTube channel hit over 10 million views. That still just blows my mind. I wanted to talk to you guys about my experience with that and kind of the ups and downs and the things I've learned. The side that people don't really talk about, it was a whirlwind and I want to sit down and talk about it. Let's get into it. So before I jump into the video where I hit 10 million views on YouTube, I wanted to talk to you quickly about how I got there, because there was one video that was kind of like a baby viral video that kind of gave me a taste of what it's like to be a little bit viral, but not hit to that extreme of 10 million views. So back in 2016, I started to put a lot more focus into YouTube. I was recently let go from my job at that time, which I did a whole video on that. I was going through a ghosting breakup, which I recently just filmed that video in 2020, so years later. And I also was going through a friendship breakup, and there's just a lot of things. That year was just not your girl's year, let me tell you that. One thing that kept me through and going was YouTube. I was so passionate about YouTube and I was going through such a hard time, and YouTube was the one thing that made me happy. I loved creating content. I loved posting and reading comments from everyone. It just made me so happy and made me get through such a difficult, dark time in my life. At that time when I was let go from my career, I put my heart and soul into YouTube. I wanted to pump out the content, focus more on it, and a lot of people doubted me and thinking that this is gonna go nowhere, it's not a job. Pretty much not even a year into being let go, my channel started to take off, get some traction, and I wasn't that used to that. My channel had a really slow start to grow, but back in the day, I did a lot of beauty hacks, life hacks, and hack videos, which I still do a couple here and there, but I did a ton, and I really genuinely enjoyed making that content. I found it so fun. I was so excited to film and post, and at the time, beauty hacks was really popular, and I thought, how can I twist this to make it more unique and my own? So that's when I came up with the series of celebrity beauty hacks. And I still get asked questions about that series and to do more, bring it back, but that is the type of videos that really took my channel off. It was about the end of May, so going towards June of 2016. And I did this video called Kylie Jenner Beauty Hacks. So in this video, I just shared my beauty hacks that I found online of watching interviews or things that Kylie Jenner says she likes to do when it comes to like makeup and beauty, and I was so excited about it. So I went ahead and posted it, and near this time was actually the time I was going on a vacation. So I went to Dominican Republic and I landed in the country of Dominican Republic when my video was starting to go viral. And it was so surreal because it was crazy that my channel was starting to get a lot more views, a lot more eyes on it, and I wasn't even home, and I could barely get Wi-Fi when I was there, and I got so many messages from friends and family saying, oh my gosh, your video is going off. Did you see you're starting to get so many views? Your video's going viral. And I was freaking out and so excited, but I couldn't even see it because I was didn't have a computer. I couldn't use Wi-Fi on my phone. So I remember just being in Dominican and not really looking at my channel and able to see it when I got home. And this video actually went to over 500,000 views. And ever since then, I started to do other celebrities, and this is what pulled my channel to over 100,000 subscribers. And I feel like that's such a big milestone when you do YouTube. When you hit that 100,000, it's just so surreal, so crazy. You get that YouTube plaque. It was just such a high for me. I started to do these beauty hacks, and then it led to clothing hacks. And I absolutely loved filming these. I filmed so many. They were getting a lot of views. They were doing actually really well. But it wasn't until I uploaded on February, let's see the date. I uploaded on February 19th of 2017, and it was a video about 8 clothing hacks every girl must try. And that video was just the turning point of my channel. I had no idea what was to come next. So I posted this video in February. It did pretty well, I remember. Like, it was getting a good amount of views. I feel like it was around 500,000 views before it exploded into the next level. So it was about over a month later, my video out of nowhere started picking up and going viral. So YouTube was loving the video and I guess was just recommending it, and it started to go to the next level that I have never experienced. I remember this day like it was yesterday. I feel like the first time, especially when you go viral, like you remember everything. You remember where you were, how you felt, what it was like. It was such a crazy experience because I'm just this little girl in my bedroom filming videos. You know, you always think, you hope you go viral, you get a good video that gets views when you're a YouTuber, but I never really expected it. It was actually the weekend that my parents left town, which they never do, but they had to attend a wedding, and I'm from Toronto and the wedding was in Ottawa. So they were staying there for the weekend. I had to take care of my dog and my brother was home and I was all alone just like at the computer, and all of a sudden I look at my stats and like my videos and stuff and I see that my video took off. April 28th of 2017, my video gained over 22,000 views in just one day. And that was extremely well for me and I was just shocked. I remember calling my parents and freaking out. My parents are really big supporters and I remember talking to my dad. My dad is seriously probably the biggest supporter of my channel. He's always been such a big supporter, watching my channel all the time, as well as my mom, of course. And my dad, I remember, kept calling me and asking me, what is it at now? How many subscribers did you gain? What is the video at? And everyone was just freaking out, and it was just so crazy because it was the one time my parents weren't home and my video and my channel was taking off. My channel started to really go uphill from there. The next day, on April 29th, I gained over 370,000 views just on that one video in one day, and that was crazy. I thought 22,000 views was a lot. Well, 300,000 views was like not settling in. Then I started going into shock. I was so surprised, so shocked how my video was taking off. I thought it was a glitch, I remember. I thought trying to tell myself not to be so excited because maybe this is a mistake, maybe there's a glitch. And I was just kind of freaking out and just trying to psych myself out because I was so shocked and I didn't want to get excited if it wasn't real. And then April 30th came, and just on that video, I got just shy of 2 million views in one day. I started gaining so many subscribers. I was gaining 50,000 subscribers in one day. In a couple months, I gained almost 300,000 subscribers. The next day, I was still getting almost 1.4 million views on that video. And because I was getting so many views on that video, I was getting so many views on my channel. Everyone was watching all the other hack videos I did. And I started getting an influx of comments and subscribers and messages and followers, and it was really exciting but overwhelming at the same time. On YouTube, especially now, you have to expect hate. Even if you don't have a viral video, you're gonna get hate, you're gonna get negativity, you're gonna get comments that aren't the nicest, and that just kind of comes with the territory, unfortunately. There's nothing you can really do about it. It's just how it is, and you have to kind of be prepared and have thick skin when it comes to that. So this was the first time I was getting a ton of comments, and in particular, a lot of comments was directed towards the way I looked, little things I was doing, and I have to be honest, I'm so thankful that majority of my response when I went viral was very positive, because I know that when people go viral, you can either go two ways. It's either positive or it's negative. People can go viral for the wrong reasons or go viral because of something that's not good, and I can't even imagine how that feels, because the amount of hate and the amount of attention you get when it's negative, I'm sure is so overwhelming, and I definitely wouldn't want to be in that person's shoes at all. But I'm lucky enough that my experience was really positive. I was getting a lot of good feedback, but with a lot of good feedback, you are going to get some negativity. And because of my videos were around like beauty and body and clothing, I got a lot of comments when it came to my looks, also just little nitpicking things that I would never even think of. Like the things some people come up with is just crazy to me. I would never even imagine or think these things or imagine to say things like that. But I got a lot of comments about my looks and how I should get lip fillers and look like this, and how I'm ugly, and how I should lose weight, or I should do this or get this surgery done to me. And it was like overwhelming to the point where it can really affect you. I've learned to not read into it, don't look at it. If I see that it's something really negative like that, I won't even read it. I won't even look at it because it just will put you in a bad mind state. Like, no matter how tough and strong you are, it will, especially if you're getting so many comments about it, then you start to think about it. You start to think, maybe I look better with this. Maybe I should do this. You start to think about things that you never thought about before because so many people are pointing it out and you never really cared or noticed, but then you start to overthink it. You see it so many times and you start to believe it. But I was just so happy. At this point, I was doing YouTube for quite a long time. Just being let go from my job and just seeing how much my channel grew in just a year was so surreal, and I was able to make this into a full-time income. I never really expected it. When I started YouTube, I wasn't going in thinking this is gonna be my full-time job. I was in university trying to go for my full-time job, and YouTube was just kind of a thing that I loved and was passionate about, and just, it was a hobby. And so to be able to do this as a full-time job was just so surreal, and I'm so blessed and thankful for this experience. And even if it all ended tomorrow, like, I'm so thankful for everything that YouTube has given, just all the viewers over the years and just the opportunities. It just still blows my mind. But like I said, when you do go viral, it's like a high. You feel on top of the world in a sense, like you feel so happy. It's such a rush of happiness, and you kind of always feel like you want that. Like you're always trying to chase for that next viral. Because with my experience, after I did that video, I did get a lot of attention on my channel. I was getting a lot of views, but unfortunately, my channel just went downhill. It's just how it is. I've come to terms with it. YouTube was changing a bit. Hacks weren't as big. There started being like these like hack channels, like what are they called now? I did a video on it so long ago. Why am I blanking? You guys know those hack channels that are like made by corporations. They're not like people sitting there talking. And they kind of like took over the life hacks world, and it kind of kicked off us little YouTubers that are just individuals doing life hacks, because they were posting like constantly every single day and multiple times a day. And it just wasn't realistic for people like me that are doing it all on their own. And I kind of just felt lost. Like, what am I supposed to do now on YouTube? Because hacks was just kind of getting taken over by all these random channels that came out that are owned by corporations. And it was kind of disheartening because my channel started slowly going. There was always peaks on my channel that got a little videos here and there that would go viral, get a lot of attention, and it's really nice. But at the same time, I feel like you're always chasing that. I just find when you go viral, you go through stages, especially when you're not used to it and it's like your first time. I was extremely shocked. I was kind of in denial, and I went through excitement after, and then you kind of go through a little bit of anxiety. I got a little bit nervous about it after, just because there were so many people watching me, but it was mixed in with so much excitement. And then after, when you were starting to go downhill, you started to get a little bit low. Like, I felt a little bit, I don't want to say depressed. I went from such a high and I was just so low. And then I started to compare myself, and then I started to think I'm not good enough because I was trying to pump out another video that was going to do well, and then it didn't take off. And then I started wondering, what's wrong with me? What can I do that's better? What can I do next? And it was just really overwhelming. I started feeling like a failure. You're always searching for that approval. Like, you feel like you're not good enough if you don't get something viral, you don't get something that's getting views, and your worth starts to be about your numbers and followers. And it's the worst feeling ever to equate your worth with numbers that you can't even control. That doesn't make you a good person. And I wanted to give you guys an example. A year before I went viral, so when I was around like 60, 70,000, maybe even around that time, I went to this event with a bunch of YouTubers. I went with a girl that was a lot bigger than me at the time, and we became friends. And when I went to this event, no one cared to get to know me. Like, couldn't care less. Like, I was pretty much like a fly on the wall. Like, I was next to this person, everyone was talking to the person I went with, but no one cared to even get to know me or ask who I am, or I just felt so little. I remember, just because I didn't have more subscribers. I guess I wasn't useful for a lot of people. They never heard of me or cared to get to know me. And I remember feeling like kind of sad about that. That's how people are, because I just never was like that. I would talk to people that had way less than me. Like, I wouldn't care, or way more. Like, I just see you as a person. And then a year later was when my channel started to take off, and I had probably like 500,000, 600 or 700,000 at this time. Like, it was a lot bigger, and there was was a lot more attention on my channel, and my channel was getting a lot of views. I was doing my hack videos. It was at my prime. My experience was completely different. It was like night and day. It was so different. I felt like there was a lot more attention on me. I was meeting everyone. People were asking me questions about how I did it. What do I do to go viral? Like, how do I get views, or any tips or tricks I had? And people wanted to talk to me and just be friends and like kind of hang out. And it was so crazy because I feel like a year before I feel like these people didn't even remember me. Like, that's how little they paid attention. Like, they couldn't care less. I was just kind of sitting there, or I guess they didn't care. But now that I had those numbers backing up my YouTube channel, now all of a sudden all these people cared that didn't care a year before. That kind of really opened my eyes and kind of showed me too that I would never want to be like that. You could have a million numbers, and that person could be the most horrible person, and just because they have numbers, they're gonna be praised and people are gonna like them. It's not how it should work, but it does. And having your YouTube channel and having those numbers out there for everyone to look, people are constantly judging, putting you down if you don't have numbers, don't wanna talk to you if you don't have numbers. It's kind of like having your report card out there for everyone to see what your grades are. When my channel started to go downhill from all my viral views, I started to see that people didn't care to get to know me. I started to see brands not care and just see you as kind of a number. And it made you feel so low. So I felt so high, and then you go so low that you feel just like you're nothing, and that you suck, and that you're not good enough. And you start looking at other peers and you compare yourself to them and think, what do they have that you don't have? It just becomes kind of overwhelming for your mental health. Like, you genuinely feel like you are nobody because you're treated that way, in a sense. Like, you're constantly talked down upon by some brands sometimes. Other people on YouTube don't care about you, and it's just horrible. And I've been kind of on both ends of the spectrum. I used to go to YouTube Space quite a few times in Toronto, and to be honest, I had some of the most fun times there. I met really amazing people, and I really loved meeting people in the YouTube space when I would go, because we were just a bunch of people that had all different types of subscribers. Some had, way less, some had way more. Like, it was just all over the place, and we were genuinely just like would hang out all the time and have fun, and we didn't care about our numbers. It's like we hung out because we genuinely liked each other's personalities and liked each other, and it was just so fun. And there was this one guy that was there, and I remember this, and it was so horrible. And he was a little bit bigger on YouTube. I don't even know if I was around the same as him or bigger than him at the time. Like, I don't even remember, but my channel was just growing fast. And he went up to all of us in the group of like YouTube friends and was finding out how many subscribers we all had. And if it was lower, then he just didn't care. He kind of was like, okay, bye. And at the time, my channel was doing really well, and I had, I guess, the right amount of subscribers that he wanted, so he would try to talk to me. I remember he got my number and tried to like text me and hit me up and stuff, because I had, I guess, the followers that he was approval of. And then seeing him treat a group of friends was so disgusting. I just didn't answer his text messages and stuff, because I never wanted to be involved with people like that. If you have a lot of numbers and you're a nice person, then that's amazing. If you're a nice person, you have like very little subscribers, and I meet you in person, like, I don't care. Like, and that's how I feel like it should be, but it definitely is not. I definitely struggle with that a lot in my life. When I was a teenager, I've talked about my experience of like bullying and just like being an insecure teenager, and I always felt like I was never good enough. It was something I struggled with for many, many years. No matter what I did, what I accomplished, anything I did, I always felt like it's still not good enough. Like, I can do better, I could do this, and it'll be better. And I always was reaching for perfection, and you can't reach for perfection. With years and growing up, I've definitely learned to become a lot more confident and realize that I am good enough. And I don't need to do this to be good enough or have this to be good enough. Like, the person I am and who I am good enough the way I am. And I definitely have learned that through my experience of going viral. I kind of got to the end where it was just acceptance that, you can't control what happens on YouTube. Something does well, it does well. Don't equate your self-worth to followers and to views, because I definitely did do that at one point. Like, I felt happy when I got views, and when I didn't get views, I felt sad and I felt like miserable. My worth is not based on numbers, on followers, on anything. It's based on who I am as a person. I think being around people that were so obsessed with numbers was extremely toxic for my mental health, because I've seen some people in that industry that nitpick on the numbers, look at it 24/7, talk about it all the time, try and reach for more, and it just can become toxic and negative, and then it's not fun anymore. It's hard because even now I get comments all the time that's like, oh, you get no views, you suck. Oh, did you buy your subscribers? Why do you have so many subscribers and no views? And that's just kind of how it works. YouTube's always changing. Sometimes you're on top of the world, and sometimes it doesn't last. And I'm just so thankful for what I've been given. I'm just truly blessed. And when I sit down and actually think about it, it's just still so surreal. If you guys want me to do a story time about the time I went viral for a more personal thing, then let me know, because it was a little bit different. I did just last year in 2020 upload a video about my ghosting story that went quite viral. It was a personal story that's happened in my life and like experience that I did a video on and did not think it was gonna go as big as it was. And when something's a little bit more personal compared to hacks or something like that, that's more just like you're doing something, it's not really about you. You get a different experience when you do go viral and you do get a lot of attention. I do upload every single Tuesday and Thursday, so make sure you guys are subscribed. It would mean so much to me. We're getting to that next milestone of 1 million, so I would really appreciate it. And I will also have my socials, Instagram, TikTok down below, so if you guys want to talk to me and follow, I also really appreciate that as well. Thank you guys so much for all the support over the years. It has been such an amazing and crazy journey, let me just say that, and I'm so thankful for all of you that are continuing to support me. It really means so much to me. I really appreciate it. And on that note, I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye!